Hey everyone, Mike Clark here. I'm with Derek Shuden. He is an independent insurance agent with Goosehead Insurance. And he's here to discuss various things regarding property and casualty insurance and hoping to educate you guys on a couple things. So thanks for being here.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I know one thing with auto insurance is having enough. I think that a lot of times when individuals look at getting auto insurance, they just want to go for the cheapest darn policy possible. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so that's something I hear every day.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of phone calls, or I talk to a lot of people that they're shopping their auto insurance. I hear every day that they have full coverage. Well, they don't really fully understand what full coverage is.
Yeah.
And most of the time, they'll make sure that their car's protected. They'll make sure that their deductibles are at a certain limit in case they are involved in an at-fault accident. The one thing that really gets skipped over a lot is your liability limits, which to me is one of the most important coverages on auto insurance. So your liability limits are covered. There's three separate limits on bodily injury, and then there's property damage liability. So there's a per person liability limit, a per accident, and then property damage. So if you hit somebody else's property, whether it be a vehicle, a house, storefront, whatever that property is, there's various limits for that.
So here's a question. So one thing that I notice on the road is the amount of luxury vehicles that are out there, whether it be Cadillac Escalades, whether it be Teslas, whether it be a Beamer, whatever it might be. You know, we can go into that there might be an auto loan bubble, but that's for a different video. But what happens if you have minimum coverage or not sufficient coverage and you hit a $100,000 vehicle and it's your fault?
Yeah, so that's where your property damage liability coverage would come into play.
Mm-hmm.
The property damage liability goes in increments as low as $25,000, which the cars on the road nowadays, it's hard to find a car under $25,000, especially a new car.
Right.
So that's a very important coverage. If, say, for example, you only had $25,000 or even $50,000 of coverage, and you hit a brand new Mercedes, Escalade, whatever it is, and say, for example, that vehicle is valued at $75,000. Well, there's obviously a gap there in coverage, and the insurance company is only going to cover you up to that property damage liability limit, and then you're looking at an out-of-pocket expense of possibly $25,000, possibly $50,000, depending on what your limits are.
Yeah, and at that point, you might as well not even have the insurance effectively, right? If you're only covered at 25 and you hit a $100K vehicle, which I believe is illegal, isn't that true?
What's that?
Not having auto insurance? Is
that it is illegal,
Right.
But the state minimum coverage on property damage is actually like 25. So there's a lot of people that call in and say, I just want state minimum coverage.
Yeah, and they're playing with fire, they don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Right.
So one thing that's very important is that Derek and I don't know you. We don't know the ins and outs of your situation. We don't know what might be or might not be recommended for you. So anything that Derek discussed today, anything that I said, they should not be deemed as recommendations. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you'd like to get a second opinion, certainly reach out to Derek. A link to his website will be with this video.